Okay, we had Olympic National Park, and my name is Mike Meyer. Thanks, Nancy.
Hi, Caitlin Bradley. It's located on the peninsula of Washington, and it was formed about 25 million years ago by a collision of tectonic plates. It was originally formed by subduction, and it accurately displays like collision of the uplift process, or also known as organic uplifts. As you can see, it's about it's like right about up there, so it's right in between the Florida plate and the American plate. It's 922,651 acres wide, with 11 major river systems. There's 3 diverse ecosystems: the coastal, mountainous, and lowland. The coastal has 73 miles. The beaches vary from sandy, rocky, and boulder strewn, but it is separated from the main wilderness area. So you have to travel to the coast of Washington, the Washington Peninsula, to see all of it. The lowland forest is mid-climate. The air is thick and sticky. It's covered with fern and moss. The oldest trees and plants are about 200 years old. The mountainous area was formed originally by the sea, scattered subplains, and the forests give way, and they created U-shaped valleys. It's mostly made up of sedimentary rocks. It's 33 miles from the Pacific Ocean, and between the highest point of the mountain and the ocean is a large range of peaks. The blue area is where rainfall is like heavy, and it like where like rainforest is, and it gets lighter as you go out from the center of the rainforest. And where the green circles are where humans were cause like fires, and the red is where like lightning and like nature would cause destruction.
Okay, well, I'm going to run through some of the natural hazards. The first one's fires, and what the fires do is they thin out the forest, let sunlight through, recycle the soil, and reduce the amount of dead debris that's left over. And early on in the park's history, when it was first deemed a park, these fires were happening a lot. And what the people running the park didn't realize is how important the fires are to the ecosystem. So every time a fire happened, they would stop it. And they did this so much that fires almost stopped naturally happening. So what they have to do now is they have to artificially start fires. And it's not that fires don't happen naturally at all anymore. They do still happen, but not enough to sustain a healthy fire. The next one is coastal storms. These don't really happen that often, but they still are a hazard. And what they are is storms with hurricane force winds. They usually occur at least once every 20 years, and they usually aren't big or strong enough to affect any of the inland areas of the park. And I don't know if you can see it, but there are mountains along the beach. And when these storms happen, the winds are so powerful that on top of those mountains, the winds will cause like trees and other debris to fall off the mountains and onto the beach. It just makes the beach really dangerous. And the last one is pretty common in all national parks. Effects of heavy precipitation. You got avalanches, slope failures, soil creep, and scurrying of riverbanks. And in this picture, what is happening is the soil creep. And what happened to all the trees is there was a fire, and they just knocked down all the trees. It kind of emphasizes what a soil creep was. It's hard to tell, but it's kind of up through here. And as far as things being done to deal with these hazards, there are safety procedures in place just so everyone can stay safe in the area while at the same time maintaining a safe and healthy environment.
And just to elaborate on the geologic history, the mountains, the Olympic Mountains, were originally formed in the ocean as seamounts about 35 million years ago, coming up through fissures like this one. It's pretty dim in the picture, but it's basically a gap in the seafloor. And the Olympic Park itself is actually evidence of tectonic plate movement, because the seafloor inched towards America, and like Caitlin said, most of it went under the landmass, but the seafloor that did not go under the landmass formed the first mountains of the park. And then being surrounded by water had a powerful effect on the structures formed. The seafloor moving kind of formed and folded all these random rock formations, and then also arches and other rock formations were formed by the water. And then finally, during the Ice Age, the Northern Glacier formed these two straits, the Strait of Juan de Fuca and the Puget Sound Strait, and that is what formed the peninsula that is Olympic Park now. Any questions?
Anybody have any questions? You had a diagram up for precipitation.
Yep.
Do you remember, that's the one, what the precipitation was, kind of the highest precipitation?
200.
200, and that's in inches per
Yep.
year?
Yeah.
Any idea how that compares with, say, Ohio?
I would assume a lot more.
Yeah. We're probably less than 40 inches a year in Ohio. So just to give you the perspective of how much that is. That's a huge amount of rain each year. It's a very wet climate. Anybody else? Okay, thank you.